Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. Yeah, as the title of this video suggests, you can see we're talking about COVID here. I got to be honest, this is not a narrative I ever intended or wanted to really be discussing on this channel, but it became such an overarching issue in the context of immigration. And then in my opinion, quite honestly, a lot of the response became so over the top. I think draconian's a good word in many senses of the word. Nonsensical was also a good adjective to describe this whole thing. At this point, I just kind of want to put it all behind us. I would very much like it if we all would take a long look at how this all happened rather than just sort of dismissing it and moving on, because I would kind of like us to think ahead as a people and perhaps not necessarily allow this to happen necessarily again, but okay. Long story short, I don't really want to be making these videos, but I kind of got latched onto the narrative and have been drug along for the ride. I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Bangkok Post. Since that time, I saw that article originally, and I'll get into the article in a moment. It was in the print edition. It was above the fold in the print edition. And then I've seen other articles, that are maybe not above the fold front page, but still front page on this whole COVID thing. Meanwhile, in the West, this narrative is all but dead because, quite honestly, I don't think it's unfair to say that this was a major overreaction. Go back 3 years ago, and let's keep this in mind. 3 years ago, we've been dealing with this for 3 years, discussing this. And yes, it was a concern. Did it warrant the response? I think clearly at this point we know it didn't. Now my question is why are we still basically talking about it? And I thought of this after reading a recent article in the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, "New Surge, quote, could see 10,000 daily cases for a short time only," unquote. Quoting directly, "The number of daily COVID-19 cases is likely to reach 5,000 to 10,000 during a new wave, but numbers probably will drop quite quickly after that," says Dr. Nitipatana Cherikun, head of the Respiratory Disease and Tuberculosis Division at the Faculty of Medicine, Surirad Hospital. Again, in my head, when I think of this whole thing at this point, like just this article itself, it's like commenting on cloud movements when there is no major weather change. What I mean to say is, okay, you have weathermen because they kind of make predictions about the weather based on something of substance occurring. So if a bunch of clouds get together and decide to form a rainstorm, weatherman needs to respond to that or talk about that. A bunch of clouds get together and decide to form a hurricane or a typhoon over here. Probably something to discuss. A bunch of clouds get together and decide to have a tornado back where I'm from. Yeah, we want the weathermen saying, hey, look, these clouds are turning and the formation is looking like, yeah, we could be looking at a cyclone coming, a funnel cloud, whatever. This, again, it would be like a weatherman getting on TV and just say, hey, there's clouds outside. Well, okay, is it going to rain? No, probably not, but there's clouds. I don't see the point anymore. I really don't. I don't understand why this is a topic that is deemed worthy of major resources being spent. And I'm not trying to call out the Bangkok Post exclusively. I see it in many other publications, especially still here in Southeast Asia. Not so much anymore in the West, but around here in Asia, I'm still seeing this stuff. And my big question is why? We have treatments. We know how to deal with this. It just seems strange that we're going to, do people enjoy ramping up people's fear that their businesses could be closed again for years on end? What purpose is being gained by continuing to discuss? If it's like a clinical thing and physicians are just, oh wow, we've learned a lot about this, or we've learned how this particular disease moves or replicates or whatever. Yeah, talk about that stuff. I totally get it. But to have it be front page news, again, on a topic that's akin to discussing the existence of clouds as if it was a weather phenomenon, I don't see the purpose of that.